Well, hello. Hello, Facebook, Sunday Night Rant, and Instagram. Let's wait for this audience to build up and say hello to everyone. It's that time of the week when the gang gets together. Lucas and Aaron and Bernard and Orch and Tom Waity and Maddie and Nick Riggis. It's that time of the week. Hello, Leo. Hello, Bernard Desmond in his beautiful Tesla. Evan Williams from Ray White Double Bay. The man that was in the news yesterday talking up the market. Hello, Peter Clements, Nick Riggis, Mario hanging around with Miss Universe in Brisbane. What the hell's that all about? Good evening, everyone. And what a great night for us to start off the Sunday Night Rant, where we're going to name and shame some of the seminar scammers in the world of real estate conferences. Get ready. We're going to name and shame today. And whilst we're talking about naming and shaming, what about Michael Jackson? Everything was calm for a decade. Hello, Tanae. Hello, Charles. Hello to you all. If I've missed you, it's not because I don't love you. It's just that there's so many names that pop up quickly. And let's just get the show on the road. How's everyone going, by the way? Josh Tesselin with his jacket, and every time he sells a house, he's got a photo of the house and the vendors. Luke St. Clair, looking forward to seeing you. Coming over from the UK for Eric. Hello to you all. Maz, how you going? Johnny Manis, Tim's Products. No money for that promo. I'm giving you the best Greek cakes you can get. Or Greek pastries. Jonathan Olsen, how are you all? James, how you going? James, I'm predicting you're going to be one of the big real estate agents in Australia for a decade. Vic LaRusso's joined us, the man who gives us the traffic report and a great auctioneer from the northern beaches. Vic, I'd love to bring you on air one day. In fact, I don't know how this all works. I've never done it on Insta. If you request on Insta, we'll bring you in and get you to give us a quick rundown of those great traffic reports. Guys and girls, Federico, how are you? Fragamatos. Go on, Vic. Vic, request, do it. How do you do it? Where you request to come on the Instagram video. I want to see if this thing works. I've never ever done it before, right? Stevie Georgiakis, Dr. Georgiakis from the University of Sydney, the man with the highest IQ on the Sunday Night Rant. Okay, so we've got a builder that's requested to come on. I just want to see how this works here, right? Go live with MIT Builders. Let's just see. I just want to test this out. Emit Builders. It's coming on. Let's just see how this damn thing works. Hello! How are you, brother?
Good, thank you.
Who am I speaking with? Is that Emit? Emit, he left. Emit got embarrassed. Emit, you didn't have to leave, my friend. He said hello. He looked at it. He thought, fuck, I'm on. And he just sort of got really nervous. Man, Goat can see you. Hello, Emit. Yes, you're just saying hi. I get it. It was accidentally. You know what, gang? I'm not going to actually accept. There's all these other requests coming on now. But let's talk about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Hello, Angelo Gutierrez. You had a great weekend, I see, with the Novak crew. So let's just have a look at fucking Jacko, Michael Jackson. Everything's calm. I'm just sitting there and I'm watching sport. I was watching Wellington Phoenix play Central Coast Mariners, and the score is 7-0 with about 30 minutes to go. and it's very predictable on what's going to happen. Hey, Lisa, the Nova crew got together. Yep, I saw that. And what happens on Channel 10, out of the blue, there's Wacko Jacko. And I am feeling like I have just had some acid. You know, people that take these trips that sort of just take them into outer space. That's what it's like. When I hear a lady turn around, say, so what I used to do is my son would go in and like he would just tuck into bed with Michael Jackson, and they would just, have a nice, bit of a nap and go to sleep, and I'd sleep in the other room, and we'd wake up and everything was okay. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, Tom, are you having a flashback from drugs from your youth? Like, is this serious? You've got a lady that sort of said, I thought it was harmless because it was like, he'd just say, I'm going to go in and have a bit of a sleep with, Michael, and I'm going to see you tomorrow morning. Like, seriously, is it me? Like, just the casual way that it was said, like, I mean, I'm just picturing it with my own daughters. Hey, Maddie, yeah, it's all good. Michael, it's all right. You guys have a bit of a nap, go to sleep. Yeah, same bed, no problems, all good, yeah. I'll be in the next room and, have a good night's sleep. Pleasant dreams, see you tomorrow morning. And as if fucking everything's good. Like, seriously. And I just couldn't get over it. And as I fell asleep that night, I was thinking to myself, like, do people get born with low IQs, or do they start off with like a reasonable like IQ and they just sort of get fucking dumber and dumber and dumber, and at some point they just say, you're fine. Why is my fucking live video ended? Let's start again. Okay, go live. There we go. Started again on Instagram. Anyway, guys, you get the drift. Some people, look, you know what it is? Some people, the reason that they've got shampoo instructions on bottles is for some people. The reason why airlines explain to you how to clip your belt when you sit on the plane for the 700th time is for those people. There is a group of people that do require the extra necessary information. And some people, anyway, so guys and girls, let's talk about seminars. And the reason I want to talk to you about seminars is that I believe that there are a lot of seminars that are scams. There are a lot of seminars that are scams. And this has prompted me because I had a real estate agent contact me today that told me that they got carried away at a conference that they went to that was pretty much free of charge. They said that they found it very attractive because it was free. When they got there, they said that they got some content and then that they got seduced into buying a $3,000 or $4,000 package to explode their business using social media and what have you. And they were spewing about the investment. So they also said to me that they'd never go to another conference again. So what I thought I'd do is actually run through and explain to you the various kinds of conferences that exist, and that you have to understand that there is a lot of shady and shifty business in the world of conferences. How do I know this? Because I come from that land. I speak at 220 conferences a year, have been doing that for, decades. And what I'd like to let you know is some of the things that I see happen in conferences is beyond belief. I won't actually go off and name names of conferences or names of people, but I will give you the background context that you understand how it all works. Thank you, Mike. Mike, and by the way, again, with love. Every time I see your name, I feel love with you, mate. Man crush. Great guy. So let me just run through. The first kind of conference is licensing. There are certain conferences, and they call them continuing professional development. That's a straight out deal. You need to do this course because it gives you points that meet your certificate or license requirements. These are normally held by various organizations, and in many instances, they're not optional, they're mandatory. For instance, CPD points in Australia, or particularly in various states like New South Wales, for instance. Then you've got what I call, like the big 2-day conferences like an ARIC. So ARIC is got, 20 or 30 speakers. Most of the speakers aren't paid. Most of the speakers come from Australia and New Zealand that are real estate agent speakers. They've earned the right to be there. They've achieved great success in their own business. People have indicated they'd like to hear from them, and they speak at a conference. And then amongst those, there is also paid speakers, people that get fees anywhere up to $250,000. These people are from overseas, and they're, highly paid keynote speakers that are well sought after. For instance, Stephen Covey, or even, last year, Tom Ferry, I think, in Australia, that we brought over from the USA. But it's a straight out deal. What happens is you pay $800 or $1,000 and you go to this 2-day conference. Then you've got, various conferences that are smaller conferences that, people that are trainers or coaches run for their tribes, and they're the ones that I sort of ran for February this year. And for me, I have to tell you, if you actually, and those of you that are real estate gym members know that at $39 is what I charge for my conferences. This is not money-making exercises. I do not do it for a P&L. I'm not charging $300, $500, $700 where you got venue costs that are charging you per person for $100, right? And then you make money on each person. What actually happens is I turn around and I just say, I want to provide value for people, and I want to do it at the lowest possible price, and the profit and loss is the last thing that I look at. I don't want to be losing money, but I don't care if I don't make a profit, because I've got a commitment to my real estate gym members that I'll be giving them face-to-face and online stuff as well. So then you've got that. Thank you, Mike. And then you've got what I call the side hustlers, they're like, it's a real estate agent that, tries to top up their income, and they'll go off and they'll do a bit of, they'll put on a training gig. And a lot of the times these gigs are reasonably okay. They'll put on good content, but the number one reason why this is run is for them to make a profit. There are certain people, small group of people, that do it because they want to, build their profile or their brand. But the number one reason that they do it is that they want to supplement the income that they're making out of real estate commissions, which in many markets has actually dropped down. And what actually happens is that they'll go off and they'll say, where else can I make money? Where else can I make money? Maybe I'll run a training course. Then you've got the scammy ones. The scammy ones are the ones that I want people to look out for. The scammy ones involve, and by the way, Gary Vaynerchuk by accident was involved in one of these, some time ago, where Gary Vaynerchuk is actually paid money. He did the right thing. He did nothing wrong. He gets paid his $150,000 or $200,000 speaking fee. And what actually happens is he gets the crowd in. He's like a lead magnet. And then there's all these other people that are unknowns that just product push and product push and product push, right? Then you've got, some others that are even more interesting because they're very deceptive in their model, and that is they suggest you to go to a conference at like little or no charge. And it just sounds too good to be true. And when you get there, you get sold a package. Or what actually happens is products are sold and money is shared between people that are actually speaking at the conference. And I have to tell you, I have made it my business. To always be super clear and never, I get offered money. I get paid money by people saying, take this money and fucking plug us. It's not my style. It's not what I do. At the end of the day, he is very clear. And even when I was working for News Corp, before every session, I would say, I want you to understand, guys and girls, be super clear. I'm letting you know, I am an employee of News Corp, and what I'm going to say to you is going to help you sell more vendor paid advertising. With my fingers crossed, it's going to go towards News Corp. I would actually preface it right at the start, right? So guys and girls, be very mindful. At the moment, there's a hell of a lot of conferences. You know, there's Momentum, which is a realestate.com one, which I've got to say, I've been involved in those events. You know, this year, News Corp and realestate.com are not doing the same events, doing separate events. But that, you know, realestate.com, the way that they see it is they're putting an event on. They're not charging. They feel like they're trying to give back to the industry. I don't think that they product push at their conferences whilst I've been there. They certainly get them subsidized because the money that puts on conferences is coming from revenues that is coming from real estate agents. But guys and girls, what's my point? My point is this. What you've got to understand is what is the vested interest of the person that is selling a product. And I'm really big on this. I'm really big on it because I believe that this cash for comments bullshit and this influencer marketing that's not disclosed, I don't feel comfortable about it, right? I would much rather have someone say, hey, by the way, we're getting this. It's the same with like in vendor paid advertising. If you are copying a rebate, you need to disclose that at the time when you're sitting in front of a client. Very important on that. I just wanted to get those things out of the way. And always remember, that Mike Nickel writes a very interesting point. How many hours have you done free of charge, Tom Panos? Thousands. I've got to tell you, for the last 15 years, do you realize that I have pretty much been a content creator and a content curator of pretty much free information? Because one of my things has always been is, hey, always be educating the audience. Always give. And what actually happens is people will see your intentions. And if they want more of you, they'll get more of you. And Mike, I'm going to say to you, it's been a great strategy for me because at the end of the day, I have to tell you, I would be the only person I know that is sending other people away to other real estate coaches and trainers because I simply cannot handle the amount of one-on-one work and the amount of conferences. I'm doing 220 a year. The list of people booking in for one-on-ones is just, you know, it's out of this, it can't be managed by us, right? So at the end of the day, it has been a great strategy because if people don't like the stuff that you're going to get for free, for God's sake, they're not going to like the fucking stuff they're going to pay for, right? You don't have to be Einstein to work that out. So let's move on. And I want to talk to you about, there is a mastermind group. So by the way, the one mastermind group that I'm involved is, and I've, you know, in terms of business, I've done business partnerships with conferences with John McGrath. I've done a small one with Matt Steinway some time ago and with Dr. Fred Grosse. And we have got a 12-month group that's been running for 12 months. And what I thought I'd do today is give you the 3 principles the 50 people in this mastermind group have said, these are the 3 things that have had the biggest impact in their lives. So what I thought I'd do is just run through what are the 3 things. And Dr. Fred, by the way, one of the few people that I could honestly say is an evidence-based coach trained with tertiary qualifications that understands psychology and understands human behavior. And that's the reason I went into business with him. And we set up this mastermind group last year at ARIC. And we're up to the end of this group now. It's coming up to the end of the 12 months. So here are 3 time and trusted principles. Lucas Pratt, who's on there, is one of our members, one of 50. Let me run through 3 of the key principles. And by the way, Lucas, I'd love you to tell me what you think of these principles or your favorite principle. Number 1 is doing the time audit and learning dollar productive behavior. For many people, this was an awakening from a coma. When they awoke up, people that were saying that they were too busy, that they were flat out, that they didn't have enough time in the day, that they felt like they were putting fires out all the time. And all of a sudden, they go through an exercise where they get a time log and they measure every 15 minutes what they're doing. And what it does is it brings incredible awareness. And what actually happens, as Miles says, it's an epiphany. With better awareness, you make better decisions. And with better decisions, you take better actions. And with better actions, you get better results. Bernard's in that group as well. We got some superstars in this group. So what came out of this is that people begin to realize what their true hourly rate is and whether they are busy being busy or busy being productive. And this awakening, this epiphany from a coma, for many people is just the biggest game changer, because they begin to realize that their whole life had actually just been an accident. And then they begin working what I call big rocks philosophy. And that is, they select the big rocks, the stuff that is their $500 hour activities. They diarize them and schedule them, and they then make sure that everything else fits around that schedule. This task of segmentation of your priorities, for many people, is the biggest game changer, because it means working less, making more money, and beginning a magnificent life. So that is principle number one, learning big rocks, dollar productivity by doing the time and motion study. The Pareto principle, as Benjamin Crichton says. Principle number two is understanding that we as human beings, apart from having a fingerprint on our thumb, we also have what is called a unique psychological fingerprint. I'll say that again, a unique psychological fingerprint. We've got some hardwiring, that things that excite us, that are rewards for the soul, that we've got things that separates us from the other 8 billion people, and that we must take the responsibility to design our own magnificent life and not become a victim of the circumstances that we are thrown in life. And the way that we do it is that we live with intention, and that we become the architect of our days, because our days are our life in miniature. And by becoming the architects of our days, we become the architects of our weeks, and we become the architects of our months. And before we know it, we are the director and producer of our years. And there is these concepts called 10s, 25s, 50s, 75s, and 100s. And I want to run through these things very, very quickly. 10s are things that you can do each day. Listen to me very carefully. 10s are things that you can do each day that are rewards for the soul. They please you on the inside. For many people, it's a jog in the morning. For other people, it is hugging their grandkids. For other people, it is actually spending time in their garden. For other people, it's on their yoga mat. I don't know, but what I do know is this unique psychological fingerprint that everyone has these own rewards for the soul. You can intentionally put these in your day, because you have the ability to improve the quality of your day by bringing in more 10s into your day. So let me give you an example of some of the 10s in my day. I love having a coffee and sitting down and having a chat with someone that's like-minded early in the morning. I love morning early exercise. I love listening to a podcast that inspires me. It could be an audio book. I like that. I like certain kinds of music, and I know that when I've got these on my Apple playlists, it makes me feel good. I like that. So guys and girls, by the way, I like massages. Massages are things that I like. And I can tell you, you can get a great massage for $50 or $60 these days. You know, even talking to you now, I'm thinking maybe if I had time, which I don't because the place I go to closes at 9:30. I like massages. So what I'd like to say to you is, start thinking about your tens. Start thinking about tens. What are the tens that are rewards for your soul that you can start incorporating to your day that are going to make you happier? Because I don't want you to build a life that becomes draining when you have an ideal week that looks more like a prison. And Lucas says you can claim them on your private health. Let me talk to you about 25s. 25s, Lisa Novak, there's a nice place open in Darlinghurst till 3 a.m, non-dodgy. Thank you, Lisa, for letting me know. That's useful to know. 3 a.m. That's useful to know. I can tell you, if you can't sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're better off going there than, stuffing a still knocks in your body. So let's talk about a 25. 25s, they're like 10s. They're rewards for the souls, but they're not things that you can do every day. So the only thing that changes is the frequency of these things, the frequency. So, example, it could be like you would do these like fortnightly or monthly. Let's pick. You pick and have lunch with a certain group of friends once a month. Friday afternoon, 1 o'clock, it's the time, 4 hours, you go for lunch, you have drinks, you look forward to it, and it energizes your week because you know you're looking forward to it. You feel better after doing it. Man, guys and girls, I'm saying to you, and it's tax deductible as Lucas says, they're your 25s. They're like 10s, but you couldn't do them like every day. You do them fortnightly or monthly. Then you've got 50s and 75s. 50s and 75s. And what are they? 50s and 75s. They're intense in pleasure, right? These things are special. This is like you turning around and saying, fuck it, I'm hopping on a plane and I'm going to raise at Wacko at Bondi Beach. David Walker did this the other day. I'm going to, raise and I'm having, lunch and dinner with my partner. I'm going to hang out at the beach. I'm going to go to the beach hotel, get 2 or 3 days, and you might do that once every 3 months, every 6 months, right? So they're your 50s and 75s. Guys, why am I sharing you these? Because when you start scheduling these into your life starts to look better. Imagine having a life of 10s in the days, and then your weeks and your months have got 25s and 50s. All of a sudden, you become the creator of your life, not a victim of your life. And then we've got your 100s. And what are your 100s? Man, they're mind blowers. They're mind blowers. They're you, man. I'm having 100. I'm taking my mum to Israel, to Bethlehem. My mum wants to go to Israel. So what do? I'm taking her over. July 8, Mum, me, we're off to Israel. We're also going to Greece. But there's an example of one. And you know what? If you really want to take the 100 to the next level, you make it tax deductible. How do you make it tax deductible? All right, you go to Queenstown and you say, I'm going to go off, check it out with your accountant, I'm going to research investing in real estate in Queenstown. Right? I'm going to go off and research investing in Queenstown. So you make it tax deductible, right? So that, my friends, is what I'd like you to start doing, and it's what I'm doing in my own life. let me tell you, what have I got planned? The conferences, all of a sudden, with everything that's happened in my life and me understanding that time is not a non-renewable resource, it's running out. I've got conferences booked in Cook Islands. I've got conferences booked in Greece. I've got conferences booked in the UK in 2 weeks' time, heading there. I've got 2 conferences in the UK, back there in June, because I'm beginning to understand, guys and girls, we are not here to die with the richest P&L report. We are here to have a magnificent life. And that is what Bernard Desmond did. Bernard Desmond completed his homework. What he did is he went and looked at a Tesla, and he not only looked at it, he went off and bought it. By the way, guys and girls, if anyone wants to join the Dr. Fred group, it's not open now. The next intake is going to be in a few months' time. This is a closed group. But I know that I spoke to Dr. Fred and he said, Tom, Susan, can you put Susie's details in the comments? If anyone wants to be part of our 12-month mentoring group, they can just actually type it in and send it direct to Dr. Fred's office. And yeah, I'm going to be part of that group. I'm going to be part of that group for the next 12 months. I've been part of it for this 12 months. And yes, Bernard, you did get full marks. So Susan, thank you. Susie at drfredgrosse.com. Yeah, if anyone wants to be part of our group for the next one, this one is actually, we're all closed up and we've got our nice 50 people together. Looking forward to seeing you. When do we meet again? We meet in April. Tina, come over. I want to hang out with you too. Come over, join the group. So, guys and girls, hey Candace, I'm going to finish off my rant now, and I'm going to say to you that what I'd like you to do is look at your ideal week and say to yourself, is this fucking good? Or what am I living is a life that looks like corporate prison? And I want you to understand that you're a product of your decisions, not your circumstances. Remember that. You're a product of your decisions, not your circumstances. And you have the ability to change that. Change your choices and you change your life. And I'm telling you straight, things get better by choice, not by chance. Luck's a shit strategy. God bless you. Share the rant if you haven't already. Oh, by the way, the winner is Sebastian Miraz. Sebastian Miraz! You won the half-hour coaching session. Well done, Sebastian. And Kylie Charlton, Wacko Jacko. Oh, Wacko. I thought it was all Wacko. He'd fucking sit there on his little rides and be sitting there with the little kiddies and saying, look at that. They're having fairy floss. It was all fucking sus. Like, seriously, who didn't think it was fucking sus? God bless you. Bye.